Introduction. Most men believe women only get addicted to looks, money, or status. That's wrong. In reality, a woman can meet a man who has none of those things and still find herself thinking about him nonstop, missing him when he's not around, and craving his attention like it's oxygen. The craziest part? She often doesn't even know why. That's because attraction and emotional addiction aren't purely logical. They're psychological, chemical, and emotional. And if you, as a man, understand the triggers that spark this kind of obsession, you'll realize you don't need to chase women, they'll be chasing you. Now, here's the controversial truth. Women don't always fall for the best man on paper. They fall for the man who can make them feel a certain way. The right feelings, excitement, unpredictability, safety, challenge, and deep connection can hook her brain like a drug. And just like any addiction, once she's hooked, her mind will find reasons to justify why she needs you, even if the logic doesn't make sense. The problem is, most men destroy this natural process. They either over-pursue, become predictable, or smother her with attention. That kills the mystery, kills the emotional roller coaster, and kills the addiction before it even starts. This isn't about manipulation, it's about understanding human nature. Women respond to emotions more than facts. They can't help it. It's hardwired into their biology. If you can create the right experiences, you won't just be another guy she dated. You'll be the man she can't stop thinking about, even when she tries. By the end of this video, you'll understand the exact 10 tendencies that trigger this hidden addiction and how to make sure it works in your favor. 1. Unpredictability keeps her hooked. One of the fastest ways to make a woman lose interest is to be completely predictable. If she knows exactly when you'll text, what you'll say, where you'll take her, and how every conversation will go, her excitement slowly dies. Why? Because the brain craves novelty. When something is slightly uncertain, the brain releases more dopamine, the same chemical that makes people addicted to gambling or social media. Now here's the twist. Most men think being unpredictable means acting cold or ignoring her for days. That's not it. True unpredictability isn't about being distant. It's about being interesting. It's about creating moments where she can't quite guess your next move, keeping her attention locked on you. Think of it like a good TV series. You don't keep watching because you know what will happen. You keep watching because you don't know what will happen. If every episode had the same plot, you'd stop watching. Women feel the same about men. Being unpredictable could mean switching up your date plans last minute for something more fun, surprising her with a call instead of a text, or sharing a side of your personality she hasn't seen yet. The point is, she should feel like she's still figuring you out. That's when she's thinking about you even when you're not around. Example, a man usually picks up his girlfriend after work and takes her to the same cafe every Friday. It's nice, but it's become routine. One week, instead of going to the cafe, he takes her to a salsa class without telling her in advance. She laughs, struggles to learn, and ends up having a night she'll never forget. That little break from the usual pattern sparks excitement again, and she starts looking forward to what he'll do next. Unpredictability is not about games. It's about keeping her emotionally engaged so she never feels like she's done discovering you. 2. Emotional highs and lows work like a drug. If you've ever seen someone hooked on a roller coaster relationship, you've witnessed this in action. Emotional highs and lows can be addictive. Literally. When someone experiences an intense emotional high, laughter, excitement, passion, followed by a small low, a little distance, a missed text, a moment of uncertainty, the brain reacts by craving the next high even more. It's the same cycle that keeps gamblers glued to slot machines or people endlessly scrolling through social media. Here's the controversial truth most men miss. Constant happiness and reassurance might feel safe, but it actually kills attraction over time. If she always knows you'll reply instantly, always agree with her, and never introduce any challenge, her brain stops releasing that craving-inducing dopamine. Now, this doesn't mean you should create toxic drama or play manipulative games. The goal isn't to hurt her. The goal is to keep the emotional experience dynamic. That means giving her moments of intense connection and fun. followed by short, healthy moments where you're focused on yourself. This balance creates a rhythm that her emotions get hooked on. The key is that the lows should be subtle and natural. Maybe you take longer to reply because you're genuinely busy, or you spend a day working on your own projects instead of being glued to her side. This makes your presence feel more valuable and your attention more rewarding. Example: a man and a woman go out for a spontaneous, fun-filled Saturday. They laugh, try a new restaurant, and even dance in the street. The next day, instead of texting her all morning, he spends time with his friends and only checks in later in the evening. That small gap after such a great time together makes her miss him, replay the fun moments, and feel eager for the next high they'll share. When done right, this creates a natural cycle that keeps her emotionally invested without you ever needing to chase. 3 mystery beats. Constant availability. If she already knows everything about you, what's left to be curious about? Curiosity is the spark that keeps people engaged, whether it's a book, a movie, or a relationship. The second you hand over the full script of who you are, the excitement starts to fade. Most men think openness means telling her every single detail of their life within the first few weeks. They overshare, they're always available to talk, and they leave no room for her imagination. But here's the truth: mystery is not about hiding secrets. It's about letting her discover you over time. Think about it. The movies and series you binge watch don't throw every twist at you in the first episode. They reveal things slowly, keeping you hooked, making you want to see what happens next. Relationships work the same way. If you leave space for her to wonder what's going on in your mind or what your next move might be, she will keep paying attention. And here's where it gets tricky. When you're always available, always replying instantly, always saying yes to every plan, you become predictable. Predictability kills mystery. And without mystery, attraction fades fast. Mystery works because it makes her invest. When she doesn't have every piece of you right away, she starts thinking about you when you're not around. She wonders what you're doing, who you're with, what you're thinking. That curiosity turns into emotional energy, and that emotional energy keeps her attached. This doesn't mean you play games or pretend to be someone you're not. It means you hold back from giving everything all at once. You let her earn parts of you. You keep certain hobbies, passions, and routines to yourself until the right moment. A man who understands mystery never feels the need to oversell himself. He knows that being slightly unpredictable, slightly reserved, and not always there 24/7 is far more powerful than trying to please her every second. Mystery isn't distance, it's depth. And the deeper you are, the more she'll want to keep exploring. 4. Challenge triggers. Desire. Let's be honest, too many men have forgotten what it means to be a challenge. Somewhere along the way, you were told that the key to winning a woman over is to give her everything she wants, whenever she wants it, and to make her life as easy as possible. You thought being the nice guy was enough. But here's the cold truth. Being too easy to get is the fastest way to make her lose interest. Women don't fall for men who hand themselves over without a second thought. They fall for men they have to earn. That's not manipulation, that's human psychology. We value what we work for. If she doesn't have to put in any effort to win your attention, your time, or your respect, then those things lose value in her eyes. The problem is, many men have been programmed to fear rejection so much that they bend over backwards to avoid it. They overcompensate by giving too much, too soon. They think saying yes to everything will keep her happy. But here's your wake-up call. Constantly pleasing her isn't attraction, it's submission. And submission from the very start kills the chase. A true challenge isn't about being rude, arrogant, or dismissive. It's about setting standards and sticking to them. It's about having your own life, your own goals, and your own boundaries, and not compromising them just because she's beautiful. When you're a challenge, you make her step up. You give her the space to invest in the connection. You keep her on her toes, wondering what she has to do to keep you interested. That's when attraction becomes stronger, because she's emotionally involved in earning your attention. If you've been bending too much, chasing too hard, or trying too desperately to be liked, it's time to stop. Be the man she wants to win over, not the man who's already given himself away for free. 5. Confidence feels irresistible. If there's one trait that consistently pulls women in without them even fully understanding why, it's confidence. Not fake bravado, not loud arrogance, real confidence. And here's the blunt truth. Most men think they have it, but the moment a beautiful woman walks in, they start shrinking. Their tone changes, their body language gets stiff, and they suddenly become overly careful with every word they say. That's not confidence. That's fear dressed up as politeness. Women can sense uncertainty in a man the same way you can sense when someone's lying. It's in your eyes, your voice, your posture, and when she sees that you're nervous around her, she instinctively feels that you're not used to being around women like her, which in her mind makes you less valuable. Real confidence isn't about being the loudest in the room. It's about being unshakable. You know who you are, you're comfortable in your own skin, and you don't need her approval to feel good about yourself. That's the energy women get addicted to because it signals strength, stability, and self-respect. But here's the part most men miss. Confidence is shown, not told. You can't just say, "I'm confident," and expect her to believe you. She sees it in how you handle rejection, in how you speak your mind without apologizing for it, in how you don't crumble when things don't go your way. If you're constantly seeking validation, texting to see if she still likes you, over-explaining your actions, or fishing for compliments, you're showing insecurity, not confidence. And insecurity is the fastest way to make her lose attraction. Confidence also comes from having a life you're proud of. Your goals, your passions, your purpose, they all feed into your sense of self-worth. When you're living in alignment with that, you naturally carry yourself differently. Bottom line, a confident man doesn't need to chase approval because he already approves of himself. And that is exactly why women will chase him. 6. Control your attention. Control her focus. Attention is one of the most powerful currencies in modern dating, and most men spend it recklessly. They give it away freely, endlessly, and without strategy. Then they wonder why women don't value it. The truth is simple. Anything that's too easy to get is rarely appreciated. When you give a woman constant, uninterrupted attention from the moment you meet her, you remove all the excitement. She doesn't have to earn it. She doesn't have to wonder if she's done something to deserve it. It's just there, like background noise. And background noise gets ignored. Women become addicted to the feeling your attention gives them, but only if it's rare enough to be noticed and consistent enough to be trusted. This balance is where most men fail. They're either so available that she takes them for granted, or so unavailable that she stops caring. Here's your wake-up call. Your attention is valuable. It should be given with intention, not out of desperation. If you flood her with calls, texts, likes, and compliments, you're teaching her that your focus is cheap. But when you give it selectively, when you make her earn it, she starts to crave it. Controlling your attention doesn't mean playing hard to get in an immature way. It means having a life outside of her. It means your focus shifts naturally between your work, your passions, your friends, and her. When she sees that you're not glued to her every move, she begins to fight for a bigger share of your focus. That's when she becomes invested. Think about it. When someone pulls their attention away, it makes you want it more. That's not manipulation. That's human nature. And when you master how and when to give your attention, you're not just keeping her interested, you're keeping her hooked. Your attention is a reward. Treat it like one. 7. Make her feel safe, but not too safe. One of the most misunderstood aspects of attraction is safety. Yes, women need to feel safe with you. They need to know you're not a threat, that you respect them, and that they can trust you. But here's where most men go wrong. They confuse safety with comfort, and they overdo it. If she feels too safe, as in she knows exactly what you'll do, say, and think in every situation, the relationship loses its spark. Emotional safety is good, but total predictability is deadly for attraction. This is why some women leave men who did everything right. They were loyal, they were nice, they were dependable, but they were also boring. There was no edge, no thrill, no reason for her heart to race. The sweet spot is giving her emotional security, while still keeping a sense of excitement and unpredictability. She should feel that you've got her back, but also that she can't fully pin you down. That combination, trust with a touch of mystery, is intoxicating. It's the difference between being the guy she feels safe around and the guy she can't stop thinking about. So yes, make her feel safe. But don't let safety turn into monotony. Keep her on her toes while keeping her in your arms. That's how she stays addicted. Conclusion. Here's the part most men won't like to hear. A woman's addiction to a man is rarely about him. It's about how he makes her feel. You could be average looking, not rich, and still have women hooked, while another guy with the looks, the car, and the money gets ghosted. Why? Because attraction isn't about fairness. It's about psychology. The most dangerous truth in dating is this: women don't always choose the best man. They choose the man who triggers their emotions the most. That's why nice guys who do everything right often lose to the guy who knows how to be exciting, confident, and just unpredictable enough to keep her curious. If you can master these principles, you'll realize you never had to beg for attention, over-pursue, or prove your worth to anyone. You'll become the man she can't stop thinking about, sometimes even against her own logic. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever seen this play out in your own life? Drop your experiences in the comments, and I'll personally reach out to connect with you. Your story might just help another man wake up and see the game for what it really is. Next time, we'll talk about the one trait that makes a woman regret leaving you long after you're gone.